what's up everybody, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Today we are going to be trying out the new MorphexManny MUA Glam palette. I just got this in the mail last week. Wasn't gonna get it, not gonna lie, not a huge Manny MUA person. I don't think I've seen very many of his videos. I went and watched his review on this and it looked very intriguing. The most intriguing part about this palette is that it was $20, which for a Morphe palette, Morphe's palettes are very fairly priced. $20 is very much on the lower end for them. So I was really curious about this palette. I loved the colors inside. It's very basic and very neutral, but I mean, that's something that I think we all need to have in our collection. And it's such a good little travel palette. The mirror is nice and big. You have all the shades you could possibly need for a neutral look with some pops of color in there as well. And then you also have two highlighters that could, of course, double as eyeshadows if you needed them to. So like I said, this palette was $20. It is still in stock. And if you use any of the Morphe influencers coupon code, it does take, I believe, 10% off. So I ended up getting this palette for $18. But with shipping and everything, it came out to about $23, $24. So we are going to go over it today and see if it's worth your money. Real quick, I'm going to go ahead and put in some swatches that I did. As you can see, I already did them. I'm going to go ahead and put some swatches in so you can see what they look like on my skin right now. All right, so this top row is Dust Cloud, Scorpio, Fire Witch, and Leo. Sophie, Spellbound, Cancer, and Zaya. Boy Next Door, Jamenta, Aries, and Howl. Then on this hand are the highlighters, and we have Apollo and Nova. So as you can see, they didn't swatch that great on my skin, but that really doesn't mean anything. You shouldn't judge eyeshadows about how they swatch on the skin, because it all matters is how it performs with a brush on the eyes. So that doesn't really mean anything. I just did that so we could get kind of an idea of the colors, because I don't think I'll be using every single color in this palette. So first things first, I already have my foundation on, so I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes with my Urban Decay primer potion, and then we will get right into the eyeshadow. Okay, so the reason I just put powder all over my one eye is if I get any fallout from this palette, since I already have my foundation on, I can just take a brush and wipe the powder, and hopefully it'll catch all the fallout that I have, because I am going to go see, Star Wars after this, so I kind of don't want to have a face full of fallout. First thing I think I want to do is I'm going to go into the shade Fire Witch. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I'm going to go into the shade Fire Witch ever so lightly and put that along my crease. Okay, then I'm going to go in with another brush. What do I want to do? I'm going to go into the shade Jamenta right here. Dip into that ever so lightly because I feel like this is going to be very pigmented. Dust off the excess. now I'm going to go back into that first brush that I just used and go back into the shade Fire Witch and blend that in. Okay, now I'm actually going to cut my crease. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with my finger and take that shade Scorpio, and I'm going to put it in the front of my eyelid and kind of sweep it to the center. Happens if I take a wet brush on that shade. Go in with the shade Cancer right here, and I'm going to put it on what's left of my lid. Now I'm going to go back in and do everything that I already did just to make sure everything's blended nicely. Now I'm going to go back in with the shade Fire Witch and just kind of stamp my waterline. I'm just going to take that same brush and go into the shade Gementa and kind of just connect it, just put it on the outside. I'm going to take the shade Nova and just highlight my brow bone. Finish my makeup and I will be right back to give my final thoughts. So hold on just 1 minute. Okay, so I just finished doing the rest of my makeup and I don't know. When I first got this palette, I thought I was gonna really love it because I love these colors. And when I first got it and I, was swatching it, I thought they swatched really nicely. I don't know, it kind of looks a little muddy on my eyes, and that could completely be because of me. I know I'm not good. I know I'm not good at makeup, but that's a big reason why I started my channel, because I love makeup so much and I want to get really good at it. So I started this channel so I can learn and grow, and maybe a year from now look back at this video and be like, well, yeah, that's why it didn't look good, because you did this, and this wrong. But I mean, I think I was a little ambitious with my color selections. I probably should have just stuck with like the browns and the tans instead of dipping right into the brightest shade in this palette. Yeah, I did use the highlighter. Highlighter is really nice. but I'll zoom you in and we'll get a closer look at what I did here. So again, I used this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade, but barely. So this didn't even show up on my eyes at all. I used a brush, I tried using my finger, and it just didn't show up, which is weird because it's very creamy in the pan. But oh, it's a little deceiving. It looks purple in the pan, but on the skin it shows up more brown. But it's a $20 palette, I think, for the price for what it is. I think this would be a really good palette for someone that's just getting into makeup, that wants to, you know, play around with it, because you do have all the neutral shades that you could need. And again, for $20, I think it's a nice little travel palette. I'll definitely be still using this. I want to kind of experiment with the more tan neutral shades, maybe steer clear of the reds until I know what I'm doing a little bit better. I don't think it looks horrible, but it definitely not the best of the best. So that are my thoughts. That is my thought on this palette. I think it's a cute palette. I think this would be really cute to gift somebody. It's really pretty, cute gift, and I think it's okay for the price. If it were any more than $20, then I would say probably don't get this, and you can probably find a better palette for less money, like a ColourPop palette. But for the price point, I think it's really nice. It's really pretty, and that is it. Thank you so much. That is all I have for you today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.